Welcome in everybody, and today, oh my word, finally, ranked play is out, and so we are going over the pro loadouts, what you gotta use in ranked play to dominate and cook the competition. Not to mention, we're also going over some gentlemen's agreements because there is a lot of gentlemen's agreements in this game from the pro scene, and so when you're starting to climb the ladders, you're gonna find a lot of lobbies where people will be talking and complaining about gentlemen's agreements, and those span across like guns, attachments, secondaries, lethals, and tacticals, and more. So we'll go over all that, and overall breaking down the best loadouts in Call of Duty Vanguard. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into this video. Let's go. Alrighty, so at this point, the meta is pretty ironed out. At SMG, you got the Mp40. At AR, you got the Automaton, and then pistols, the Ratt, and the sniper is the Kar98. And then basically how I deal with GAs specifically is I'll have one class with that weapon that is following GAs, and then I'll have one class that's not following GAs. And depending on if the lobby's following GAs or not, I'll use whichever class. So I'll usually go along with what the rest of the lobby's doing here. And ideally everyone follows GAs because it's what the pros play, but obviously it's not possible at all times. There's always gonna be some people who won't. So you gotta run with the punches when they come your way. So we'll see what happens inside of ranked play specifically. I'm recording this video before ranked play actually came out. So if GAs are dealt with in some way in ranked play specifically, I'll drop a comment down below. So make sure to check the pinned comment. But with that said, let's start with the Mp40. Off the rip, the only thing to really worry about with GAs is the F8 stabilizer on the muzzle. The pros GA it, so they run the rifle barrel instead, but besides that, everything else is the same. So you've got the Crossnick 317mm for the barrel, then the Crossnick ISO 2M for the sight, which is just a better iron sight and increases ADS speed. Then you've got the Crossnick 33 folding. Then you've got the SMLE pistol grip for the underbarrel, lengthened for the ammo type, stippled grip, and then brace and quick, which increases your movement speed, and definitely just great overall proficiency and kits as well. So that's a pretty straightforward, basic, not much has changed there besides that GA with the F8 stabilizer. So the Automaton's actually the easiest one to deal with here. There's no gentleman's agreements because it's all dealt with inside the rule set. So you've got the F8 stabilizer on the muzzle, anesthesia sniper, slate reflector, Zac skeletal. Then you do the hand stop, lengthened, fabric grip, tight grip, and on hands. Basically pretty straightforward. Most pros are running this. There's maybe a few pros that run different grips on their rear grip, but besides that, it's pretty straightforward across the board with this setup. And it's nice, man. It fries to say the least. So now over here onto the Ratt, the one thing to pay attention to here is the trigger. So the muzzle, you got the F8 stabilizer. Then if you're following GAs, you've got the heavy trigger. If not, you got the lightweight trigger. Then you got lengthened ammo type, stippled grip, and then fleet and quick. And those are probably the two most important ones because that gives you the fastest running speed in the game that you can have with the pistol out. All right, so now over to the Kar98. And this is definitely the messiest one because the pros have been experimenting with GAing certain attachments on the card to make it balanced, because originally they wanted for all snipers to be ruled out. And so they were kind of finding a middle ground here currently with GAing certain attachments that increased ADS speed or damage. So it's a little bit messy right now with the gentleman's agreements with snipers specifically. Basically, all you need to know is that any attachment that increases ADS speed specifically or damage would be GA'd for sure. So before the GAs, this is the class that most pros were using, was the F8 stabilizer, the VDD 660mm, and then the Reisdorf wire. So the stock was actually the only attachment that had like a real debate about which attachment we were using here. Some were using the Reisdorf wire, some were using the VDD 98. Personally, I prefer the Reisdorf wire. The mobility and increased movement speed is really nice. But you can try out both depending on how your style of sniping is. Then you got the SME pistol grip, the lengthened ammo type, the Clauser 3-round magazine, and then the fabric grip, and then quick scoped and deep breath is an absolute banger sniper class for sure. And we'll see what happens with the snipers here in ranked play moving forward, or in the pro scene specifically overall. So now let's talk about class setups, and we can go over some other specific GAs when it comes to class setups and everything else right now. So obviously with the perks, still straightforward. Ninja, radar, double time are your go-to perks right now. The tough thing right now is lethals and tacticals because of gentlemen's agreements, which again, I'm recording this before ranked play comes out so that I can post it right when ranked play does come out. So it's possible they dealt with some of these things tomorrow. But the gammon bombed and smoke grenades are GA'd by pros. Gammon bombs are basically not used anywhere because they're pretty uncompetitive. They explode on impact. They're really, really good. You can double nade like rush routes and S&D with them. They're really good. They're unstoppable, really, especially since there's no trophies in this game. Smoke grenades in Europe, there's only one smoke per team in search and destroy. They're fully GA'd in hardpoint and are all respawn, so hardpoint and control. Pro scene in America, all GA'd. There's no smokes at all. So kind of tough, weird situation right now. I'd imagine smokes inside of ranked play will probably be used, And then I would imagine gammon bombs will probably be used as well, but I guess we're gonna have to see with that one. So if you're trying to follow GAs, use a frag grenade and a flash. Otherwise, you could try to use the gammon bombs. It's debatable about what situation you want to use frags versus gammons in. In respawn, gammons are probably better, although you can use dead nades and things like that in this game, which are pretty good, especially in control. So it just kind of depends on what you want to use. And then smoke grenades are really nice, obviously. In respawn, they're going to be toxic, and hopefully players don't try to use them too much in respawn, because otherwise it's going to get insane. But inside of S&D, you can use them, I guess, if they're not ruled out. We'll see what happens. They're definitely fun to use, to say the least. And the one-way smoke aspect is pretty broken. So other than that, other GAs right now, the biggest thing would be the kill streaks. The strafing run is GA'd by the pros. I would imagine it's going to be allowed in ranked play, at least on the start here. And then pros also GA auto tack sprint, the movement setting, which is not a class loadout, but that's the other GA right now. But that's not going to affect ranked play. People are going to be using ATS, no doubt about it. And then outside of that, the other two weapons that are GA'd is the PPSH and the bar. So hopefully those end up getting either restricted, or we'll see what happens specifically. But otherwise, either way, the PPSH can just kind of be spammy and trolly and respawn, like used for certain corner camping and stuff. Even though it's not actually better than the Mp40, it just has the stupid up close kill, just frying ability, which is pretty cheesy. And so that's why it was ruled out in the competitive scene. And then the bar was also GA'd as well because of the crazy attachments that it has. So hopefully you enjoyed this video with all of the GAs and everything else. If you guys did, drop your comments down below. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. And there's a lot more videos coming out, tips videos on how to improve and get better. And check out this video right here. It's about spawns in Vanguard and why you need to know them. So check it out, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Peace.